Okay guys, I wanted to take a minute here. I'm going to try to do the best I can holding this phone and kind of give you a walkthrough of WE-VoIP on Android. So here you see I've downloaded the WE-VoIP application from the Play Store, and I have the icon here on my phone. Now if I click that, notice there's not a dialer or anything that pops up. It's mostly just the settings for WE-VoIP, which there's a lot of options there on how the application can interact with your phone, what it can do in different call scenarios. So for instance, if you're on a mobile call, what do you want to happen with your VoIP calls? And if you're on a VoIP call, what do you want to have happen with your mobile calls? And we can even go as far as sending a text message that says, hey, I'm on my business line right now, I'll call you right back for incoming mobile calls. And then you have some options here of what networks do you want to use. Do you want to use mobile VoIP? Do you want to use Wi-Fi networks outside of your business Wi-Fi network? So you've got a few different applications there. For outgoing calls, do you want it to always be a VoIP call, or do you want the option to choose or only use mobile? And in that case, then only your incoming business calls would come in, and every outgoing call would use your mobile number. You have Do Not Disturb, which you can turn on, and that would block just basically your business calls from coming in, and they'd go to your Do Not Disturb greeting. The operating time is something that I like because you can set your business day, and then just if you wanted to only work 9 to 6, then you turn that option on there, and then the application would only run 9 to 6, and at 6 o'clock it would go ahead and turn itself off. So that's a cool little feature there. And you've got your call sounds, logs, premium CID, which is an option to allow, if you have profiles built in the system with pictures and job titles and so forth, you can have that pop up on the WE-VoIP application for internal calls. And then also your call recording list if you record calls directly from your phone into the WE-VoIP application. So if you're on a WE-VoIP call and you hit record to phone, then it'll record the file, and then you'll be able to access those files there. Now, WE-VoIP on Android uses the native dialer. So if I just dialed an internal station and hit call, it's going to pop up and ask me, do I want to use my mobile phone or do I want to use the WE-VoIP application? So in this case, I'm going to use WE-VoIP. And so now I've got a call up, and so this is what an ongoing call looks like. So you have your call record, you have your keypad, end call, speaker. You can switch over to Bluetooth headset, hold to mobile. So basically what this does is right now this is a voice over IP call using the WE-VoIP application. So the next thing that can happen is I can hit to mobile, and that call will get bridged through to the mobile side of this device. So if you look at it, the device, I've heard it referenced lately as dual personalities. Personality 1 is it's a mobile phone, has a mobile number, that's what we're used to. Personality 2 is it's your business extension. So that is this particular phone number, your business line. So mine is 2001, I believe, on this system. It's either 1 or 2. 2002, I see it in the background there. So 2002 is my business extension. I can also have a business phone number. So when I make calls out of this application, it's going to use my business phone number. And when I make calls out of my mobile phone application, it's going to use my mobile phone number. So that's that. But this button right here will allow me to switch this call from my business line over to my mobile line. That comes in handy with mobility. So as you're trying to move, if you take a call on WE-VoIP, but you need to move outside of the Wi-Fi coverage area, and maybe you don't have good LTE coverage, then you can just transfer that call over to your mobile phone, and it's a fairly seamless transfer. You still have to push the button, but outside of that, it basically just transfers the call right over to the cell phone. Let's see if we can do that here. switching to mobile. Mobile phone, send request was successful, please wait. And so now I see that call coming in as a mobile. I can also program that piece. Came off mute. I can program that piece to actually auto answer that call so that I don't have to slide the slider across there. So now, the call's on my mobile phone, and the person that was on the other end really had no idea that I switched devices there. So we'll go ahead and terminate that call. So if I wanted to call out of my contacts, I could. So I would just pick a contact here and hit dial. And then it pops up and asks, do I want to use mobile or WE-VoIP? So I'm using my native contact list right there on the phone. Then we have the dial pad. So if I wanted to dial an outgoing call, so I can dial 972-383-9450, which is my number. Use WE-VoIP. And then you'll see it actually coming back in on my cell phone there. So one of the other features that I wanted to show you here is this is actually my phone that I use from day to day, and this is my mobile phone. And one of the things that I frequently do is I'll make an outgoing call. So I'm just going to call a number outside of the business. Go ahead and answer that. And so now I've just got a normal outgoing call on my business phone here, and I decide, hey, I need to start driving to my next appointment or to a lunch appointment. I need to take this call on the road, but I'm tethered to this phone. How can I do that? And I don't want to have to say, hold on, I'm going to take you on the road. So what I'm going to do is just hit this move button here. And you'll notice that this call drops, and without me having to press anything on this phone, this phone went off hook, and now I'm talking on my mobile device. Now, if I take this one step further with Samsung Wi-Fi, as I leave the building, this call will actually be transitioned to the mobile side of the device. So remember the dual personality. Right now, it's on the business side. It's on my business extension. But if I want to go mobile and I leave my Wi-Fi coverage area, then I can have this call automatically transition over to the mobile side just by simply leaving the building. That's one of the cool features of using the Samsung Wi-Fi and the Samsung voice server all together, because there's some special integrations there that allow stuff like that to happen. There's also some improved roaming functionality as well there. But getting back to the WE-VoIP demo, let's say I come back into the office and now I want to move this call. I want to get back to my desk phone. I can move this call from here now back to the desk phone just by simply pressing the move button again. And so you see this call drops, and now the call's been transitioned back. So seamless transitions. I can sit here and hit this move button all day long and just toggle the call back and forth, and it's a seamless transition to the person on the outside. Okay, so we'll go ahead and tear that call down, just hanging up. And the other thing I wanted to show you is just what an incoming call looks like. So we've got my extension here is 2002, so I'm going to call it 2002, and that's what an incoming call looks like. And if I had a profile built, I could have the picture populated and everything. And then I have options here. I can send them to voicemail or send them to somebody else's voicemail with that voicemail transfer option. And so then I can answer that and still have all my same options: call transfer, mute, headset, add a call. So that's my conference call functionality. I've got two record options. The key difference between the record options, this one records to the device. This one will record to the actual system. So this records back. It'll conference in basically a voicemail port and record the conversation at the system level. and not here at the phone level. So then I could lose the device altogether, and I'd still have the call recording. All right, guys. Well, that's a quick walkthrough of the WE-VoIP application for call handling. The one additional thing I wanted to show you, and I kind of briefly touched on it earlier, is just the settings that are available. So let's go back in. We're going to go to WE-VoIP settings. And so the phone is very feature rich when it comes to call handling. So here, these are all the options of how you can handle, because it's dual personality, you have to decide what do you want to have happen with inbound calls on the other line when you're on one of the two lines. So for example, allows VoIP on mobile call. So this basically asks, what do you want to happen if you're on a mobile call and a VoIP call comes in? You can have that call ring through, or you can have that call get sent to voicemail. Allows VoIP on VoIP call. So this is more or less call waiting. So if you're on an existing VoIP call on WE-VoIP, then it'll pop up and say, hey, you have a second call coming in. Do you want to take that call? It allows mobile call on VoIP. So there's all kinds of settings here. So basically, if you're on your business extension, what happens with your mobile calls? So you can allow it to come in, and if you decide to take the mobile call, you can either end the VoIP call or have the VoIP call placed on hold until you finish. And then you can also, if you decide to end or not allow mobile calls to come in while you're on your VoIP extension, then you can, anytime somebody tries to call you, it'll immediately reply with a text message, and you can customize what that text message says. So it could say, I'm on my business line, let me call you right back as soon as I'm free. So that's a pretty cool option there. And then you have your answer settings. This is that auto answer setting I was telling you about. That'll allow that transition, the move to mobile, to be seamless, so it doesn't look like it's a second incoming call. It can be seamless. Then you can have all kinds of notifications depending on your signal level. These will alert you if you start getting out of range of data, whether it's LTE or Wi-Fi. And then you have operating time, which again is that schedule that allows you to determine if you want to take WE-VoIP calls. So you can program it to a schedule, and the application will automatically launch and close itself based on the schedule that you select. So if you're a 9 to 6 kind of person, and these times are customizable. But if you're a 9 to 6 kind of person, and at 6 o'clock you're done for the day and you're not on call, then you can just have your WE-VoIP extension shut down, and as you go through the evening, you won't have to worry about fielding those calls. There's premium CID and then call recording. So that's the WE-VoIP application in a nutshell. So we've got it. I've done 2 videos now, one on WE-VoIP and one on Android. One on iOS and one on Android, both with WE-VoIP application. So hopefully that will help you out, and look forward to hearing if you have any questions. Thanks a lot, guys. Have a good one.